predetermine and decide that everyone knows what this type of gemstone, what a diamond of that quality costs. We can't just say everyone does, because emerald was first found in Colombia, but it was actually Egypt, in a famous mine named after the Queen Cleopatra, because it was a gemstone that was fit for the queens. Now this is a hook, an example you could easily use at the start of filming your jewelry buyer's guide for an emerald. Now you need to be able to develop a hook that's going to be able to, number one, grab their attention. Number two, it's going to break maybe something that they thought they knew. Or number three, it's going to challenge them in some way. So to be able to develop different hooks, and a hook must also fit with the rest of the video too. Like if I used that and I used Cleopatra, I would have to then re-reference Cleopatra at some point throughout the video, maybe with an emerald piece that she wore that you have available in your online store. So there needs to be another connection still later in the video with the hook. It can't be something totally unrelated that's then not re-mentioned. Now with developing the hook, one of the easiest ways to be able to do that is with AI tools. ChatGPT, great friend. Now ChatGPT, you can easily plug in the question, can you make 50 hooks for my jewelry buying guide YouTube video about how to buy an emerald, a ruby, a sapphire? That's going to give you a great baseline. Even though with the 50 of them, you're going to find some that are robotic, some that are totally not you, but you'll be able to find at least a couple that you can then start to be able to play around with and work from there. That would be my recommendation, to be able to build your list so you have the right hook to be able to begin the video. Now here are the steps I'd recommend placing into the video. This is based upon, at the filming of this video, what are commonly looked for search terms surrounding this and surrounding jewelry. Now I'll break down at the end of the video exactly why why these search terms are placed into here and how this helps with more people finding your video too. The first part of the video would then be determining the budget, helping the viewer determine how much they're going to spend upon this, because at the same time you want to set an expectation from the start and be realistic. And also, this gives you the ability to be able to throw out a very high number at some point in the budgeting part, when the budgeting part or portion of the video begins. If you're able to start with some example of a very expensive piece of jewelry that was once purchased that had a ruby in it, eventually when we get to the end of the video, you're going to see why you want to put this at the start of the budgeting part, the big example. And this is to set expectations. Maybe the person watching, and we can never just predetermine and decide that everyone knows what this type of gemstone, what a diamond of that quality costs. We can't just say everyone does, because the truth is most people don't. And if you're beginning an online jewelry business and you still don't really know or understand pricing or where to be able to price things at, a great tool that I would recommend using is from the company IGS, the International Gemological Society. They have a paid for membership where you can then get in and you're able to then start to see some kind of standard industry pricing of many different gemstones. Another way for you to be able to do it is simply, again, by doing your own research, to be able to help determine budget, by looking through Amazon, by looking through different other competitors that you might have, and that way you can correctly determine, okay, this is the kind of price range you should then be expecting. If you're thinking of something that's like this, of this quality, this is what it could end up going up to. If you're looking for your first piece of it, or you're okay with it not being the best possible colored ruby, it's a little bit more pink, then you can start to expect price points from this. Now, if you're talking about the gemstone by itself, make sure that's clear. If you're going to be helping determine a budget for the loose gemstone, make sure that that's clear in this buyer's guide too. Because many people, if they click onto a jewelry buyer's guide and they find out it's for loose gemstones because it said jewelry buyer's guide, well, they're not going to find much value in it because not so many people today are then searching for a loose gemstone. This doesn't mean there isn't search volume for it, and you can make a jewelry buyer's guide about loose gemstones as well, but make sure that the video is targeting the right type of person, and you need to be that specific too. So after you've helped to determine budget, then you have to help them determine quality. If it's diamonds, for example, this is where you're going to go into the explanation of the 4 C's. Different gemstones have different ways of determining quality and different determining factors that I'm not going to go into in this video because I'm helping you build out your jewelry buyer's guide. So a way that we can go through the 4 C's to be able to put a bit of personality into it, so you have another example of needing to be able to make information like this just not boring. So we have 4 C's. The first C is then going to be the cut. The cut is the only C of these 4 that's determined by us, determined by humans. Now the quality of the cut determines the quality of the sparkle, and more sparkle is what more people want. So if the diamond sparkles a lot more, that diamond is then going to normally be a lot more valuable. Now there are technical measurements, these measurements that determine what the perfect cut is. I could provide those to you, but even your chance to be able to correctly measure the table of a diamond, well, it's not the easiest to be able to do. So here's 2 tips that you can use to be able to tell if your diamond's really cut well. Number 1, if you're in a jewelry boutique, a jewelry store, cover it with your other hand. If you block the jewelry store lighting from it and it sparkles just as much, you know that diamond's cut really well. Let's say you're an online store. You are then going to reference the diamond report. In the report, it might have light, but in the report, it has light performance. This way you know that a company that solely certifies the diamond has checked it to make sure it performs the best. And let's face it, if a diamond's not sparkling, it's not desirable. So number 1, make sure your diamond sparkles, and hopefully those 2 techniques are going to teach you how to be able to check it. Now the next one is then going to be color. Color is a scale that goes from D to Z. Now, less color is normally what most people want for. Now, go for, but there are other natural fancy colors of diamonds. This is the part in the video where you're going to be able to give a call to action to say, above, you're going to find a link to a video teaching you how to shop for colored diamonds too. So this way you can build out your video library and have them connected. Otherwise, we're going to still stick to the plan. And that is D again to Z. The absence of color, meaning if it's pure white, just about see-through, it means it's the best. But when you are shopping for a diamond, it's not just about buying the best technical quality of diamond. Some people find the quality of a diamond to be something that then has really meaning. And just to share a story with you, I helped a wonderful couple that ended up making a purchase of a diamond that was a pea in color. Now this pea colored diamond is the kind of color or shade that many people do not want. And pea on the scale, there's double meanings to that to probably most of you watching this video too. But they purchased that diamond not because it had the whitest color to it. They purchased that diamond because of what it meant to them. They had a very special tradition, and when they got married, they received this important bottle of champagne. This bottle of champagne was from a loved one in their family, and every anniversary they decided to share a sip of that champagne. And every anniversary when they shared that, it reminded them of their special day that they had together. When they found this diamond, they found it and fell in love with it because it reminded them of the color of that champagne. So that to them was a beautiful diamond. Whilst D is the best quality, Still remember, you have a lot of flexibility in the scale to find a diamond that might give you a warm candlelit glow, just like you love when you're cozying up in winter at home too. And this is important to be able to place in when we're talking about color, because if the jewelry brand or company that you're starting, you don't have access to maybe many of these top quality diamonds, so you need to be able to make those other qualities sound like a good option too. And now the next C is clarity. Clarity is all to do with inclusions, these little specks and dots, many things that many people don't want to see in the diamond, but the scale, it's really a little bit misleading. Many people think it's a scale that goes from best to worst, when really it's a scale from most rare to least rare. An inclusion, it's something natural, trapped inside of the diamond during its crystallization. It's meant to be there. It's normal. Now, most diamonds today, or 80% of diamonds that are set into fine diamond jewelry, are normally going to end up being an Si2. And think about that, it's 80%. So if you want a diamond that's in the top 20% of diamonds globally available today, then you're going to want to be shopping in Si1. Now, I'm mentioning this again in reference to if you do not have access to more diamonds that are in higher quality, then you need to make your inventory sound better throughout the buyer's guide, but with still being honest. And with that statement I made there is true. Most diamonds that are set into diamond jewelry today, I wouldn't be surprised if it was more than 80% are going to end up being an Si2, or in many cases below it too. So now we covered cut, color, clarity. Now to the final one, carat weight. Now with carat weight, if you're talking to an American demographic, then you can give a reference to there's 100 pennies in a dollar, just like there are 100 points in a 1 carat diamond. If you're talking to a different demographic with where you're targeting, make sure to again cater your information to them so they know you're talking directly to that audience. And with different carat weights, there's different desirabilities. Many people though have desired and wanted for a long time that perfect 1, 2, or 3 carat diamond. Now due to this, there's normally a slight premium placed on that perfect whole number. So my recommendation is shop shy. What does this mean? 0.15 of a carat beneath that whole number, place them side by side. You're going to struggle to be able to see a visible difference, but you're going to pay a significant difference. Or you're going to throw in a little funny joke that I like to use, or your credit card's going to feel the visible difference. So always shop shy. Now the 5th C, which you can throw into there, the 5th C is craftsmanship. You can take the perfect diamond, and if the diamond's not set perfectly well to be able to allow it to perform, then it's not going to look beautiful. And that's where you can give a call to action to the different jewelry brand or style that you're wanting to be able to promote through the video, or just your company in general. You can give a little bit of information there on the craftsmanship and how you do things your way, and that's what makes a difference. So that would be the next step, is the educating part. Now the 3rd step is then going to be helping them determine the shape. So with all of these different shapes available, you want to be able to look for the shape that's going to look the best for you. If we're talking about a ring and you want to focus the video on a ring, then you want to make sure that you talk about the pier, talk about the teardrop, talk about the marquee, talk about those different shapes that look better for people that have a longer hand, the longer fingers, the skinnier finger. But if you are one of those people that feel, oh, my fingers are a little bit too big, then you're going to be better looking more towards the princess, the cushion cut, the emerald cut. These would be my recommendations based on your hand types, and then show on the screen, show some different hands and show how they can look in that way too. And you can easily find these kind of parts or images from just Google Images, and you can put it over top as part of B-roll to your video, so as you're talking about it, people can see this too. So help them determine the shape, and then move into certification. Now, only reference this is if the company that you're working with or working for, or that you've started, has access to certified gemstones. Certified gemstones, not from your own company, but from third parties like GIA, IGI, like the list can just go on and go on. There's many different certifying companies around the world, and help them understand what that certificate then means. Open up one of these certificates, show the certificate, and walk them through step by step. So that way when you do go in to the store to be able to make your purchase, you can understand a little bit more about the importance of the certificate and what it's in reference to, and why, when you are buying this gemstone, that you need to make sure to ask for a third-party appraisal, a third-party certificate like this. And then you want to move into comparing and negotiating. Comparing and negotiating. After you've after you've found the one or two pieces that you're really liking, ask to have them placed side by side. Even from an online jewelry store perspective, you want to be able to give people the opportunity to be able to compare two different things they're looking at side by side. One of the big missing elements I find from many online jewelry retailers is the ability for people to be able to ask for a phone call, a video call. Now, if the pieces that you're selling, and that ends up making sense for you to be able to do that, give people the option to be able to schedule a video call with you, so you can show both of those pieces in person, or have actual video of it. If you don't have the inventory personally, find out if you're able to get a person to take video of two pieces together, three pieces together like this, so you can better provide it, because that makes a big difference when you can see these side by side, and then be able to try them on. Ideally, if you are in a brick and mortar, if you are making these videos for a brick and mortar jewelry store, people can come and actually visit. Now, the next part would be telling the person to ask for guarantees and ask for trade-in options. Over time, if you get a little bit bored of wearing this style, most jewelry companies today should have different trade-in options. Make sure to be able to read the fine print. Does this mean with the trade-in option I have to spend double, triple, 4 times the amount to be able to upgrade to this? Or am I able to trade in for something less? Am I able to trade in to multiple pieces too? Am I able to, because when we turn 50, I might not like rubies anymore, I might like opals. Am I able to trade from one gemstone to the other gemstone? And of course, again, think about your company that you are starting. Are you going to have the ability to be able to do this? I'm providing the information, but you have to then be thinking, while watching this video, how can I personalize it? Or scrolling down to the comments and ask me how you can personalize it. And I'll try to get back to your comment as soon as possible. That way I can help you take that next step whilst making these videos. And the next part would be filming. Now, the filming section is going to be done in a different video. You're going to see the video linked up in the corner of the screen currently, where I'm going to go through a few things that can make the filming process just that little bit easier. Maybe you're not like me and you're not comfortable being in front of the camera, but I'm also going to give you some tips so you can do it faceless or without you even needing to actually talk as well. And now, after you've planned this video, and hopefully this has given you the ability to be able to get a better understanding of the different steps that you then need to take to paint a bit more of the picture of where this is then going to exist. This buyer's guide video is then going to exist on YouTube, because Google gives you the chance to be able to reference each chapter of this, so this way people can actually find this video by searching a different chapter of that video. So the person, for example, might be searching for, what budget do I need to buy a diamond ring? And because one of the steps in this video is budgeting and buying a diamond ring, Google could deliver that to them, deliver this video to them, but because they've searched that term. And the same with each chapter, the 4 C's of being able to buy a diamond. What shape or setting should I pick when buying a diamond? When these chapters are all listed in this video, it gives more opportunity for people to organically find it because they're searching for this information. So this is why the planning portion before you end up filming is essential. Now you're going to be able to break these videos down too. You can break the one video down into several different smaller videos. This way you're not just going to place it up on YouTube, you'll be able to place it into other social media platforms in shorter spans and help to redirect people through to that main video. And also you're going to then take the video that you film and you're going to run it through another AI-based program that's going to be able to transcribe the entire video, and after the video is transcribed, you're going to be able to place your own buyer's guide after you edit it a bit, because the transcription won't be perfect. And I'm going to list a transcription program recommendation down in the description, so scroll on down to be able to find that. And you're going to then be able to take your entire buyer's guide text and you're going to be able to use that in several different ways too, whether it's blog posts for your website, to have a jewelry buyer's guide listed directly on your website as well, and have that video re-reference to it. And then also with the text, you're going to upload this text along with your video when it does go to YouTube, because this is going to allow YouTube to be able to reference it better and to be able to provide that information to more people, and already subtitles. So this helps with you getting that video ranked sooner rather than later. Now that you're at the end of the video, you're probably wondering who I am. My name's Levon. I'm your jewelry sales training expert, jewelry marketing expert, and you might notice that there's another video somewhere. Where is it? I think you can see it. Yeah, I think you can see it. You know, that's the one that you've got to click next. And this isn't the end of how to be able to film these videos, because the filming video is right up here. Click it.